what's going on, my good people? I'm Eugene Napoleon. This is Napoleon's Corner. And before I get started, please like and subscribe to the show. Your support is greatly appreciated. And this particular content is just, content to hopefully inspire, motivate, all those sort of things, topics and thoughts that in most cases, throughout my experiences, just certain things that I think people often think about. And if not, it's just to kind of help to inspire, some thought. So this particular episode is actually episode 157, and this topic is take the step. Take the step. So that simply means taking the step towards your personal greatness, taking the steps towards you being successful, and kind of blocking out certain obstacles that will probably try to prevent you from taking those particular steps. And that pretty much differs from people, personal obstacles, things that are seen and not seen that kind of just jump up. And before you know it, it kind of derails you and moves you out of the lane that you were in and takes you on a totally different course. So take the step. In theory, a lot of times I kind of look at it as no one is going to pull you towards your dreams. No one's going to pull you towards your goals. No one's going to pull you towards whatever it is that you think you want to be great at. They're not going to pull you there. You're going to have to take the step. So I was talking to my wife about this just the other day, and she brought up something that really made a lot of sense. It kind of hit home. And it was kind of like, let your actions match your words, which is so true on so many different levels. Let your actions match your words. Your actions can't match your words if you're not taking the step. You've got to take the first step in order to allow that to happen. And it doesn't matter on what the occupation is. I often say that because it's true. People tend to think that when you're talking about something, it's only in one spectrum. It's only on one level. No, there's many levels to this. There's a huge amount of leeway for this. These particular topics, some of them are anecdotal for a reason. They're just little bits and pieces to kind of get you to think a little bit differently. And taking a step is definitely one of them. I think it's a step in the right direction. So what happens when you are a creative thinker and you're talking to someone or a group of people who are not creative thinkers? A lot of times there's not going to be a connection there. You're not on the same wavelength, right? Key is, if you are a creative thinker and you're talking to a group of people or individual that's not a creative thinker, you have to find what matches that person in conversation. You have to find what is the even ground in your conversation, what is your point of interest, and how you can connect with their point of interest, something that they're actually interested in. Then you pretty much can create the conversation around everything else that you're trying to get done, but that's taking the first step. That's taking the step. If you don't take that step, you will never know. You will never know. Some people you may not know how many steps you're going to need in order to reach your success. You don't know. That's an unknown, but I can assure you of this. If you don't at least take the first step, you'll never know how many more steps you're going to need. You can be right around the corner from your success. Right around the corner. A lot of times people are so close to obtaining their goal, and then for some odd reason, they pivot. And you're right there. They pivot. And before you know it, it doesn't happen at that particular moment. You get a little bit downtrodden, you get a little bit discouraged in your spirit, and then you just stop altogether. You can't allow yourself to do that. You have to continue to take the steps necessary in order to stay on your trajectory, stay on your square, so to speak, stay moving forward if you continue to take the steps necessary. But it starts with that first one. It starts with taking that first step. There's a lot of times when you might think outside the box, and then all of a sudden you stop yourself. You come up with a great idea, great concept, great, you maybe even write it down. So great attention to detail, and then you stop yourself because for some odd reason you don't think that what your thoughts are will allow you to be successful. You got to stop doing that to yourself. You have to just stay in the moment when you're thinking about these things. Stay in the moment when you are on task, maybe writing it down, maybe writing down your goal chart or whatever the case may be. Just stay in the moment. Stay in the mindset that I'm going to take one step, a next step, a next step, and push myself to the success and the greatness that I want to achieve. You can do that because we all have it in us. That's the funny thing. God has blessed us all with talent. The trick of it is you have to find out what is your individual talent. We all have skills. Again, the trick of it is finding out what is your particular skill and then work towards it diligently. Diligently. That means without anybody coming to you, getting in the way of what your success will be, getting in the way of what your greatness will be. We have to put ourselves and prioritize what we want to achieve above all else. Because if we don't, do you know how difficult of a life it would be if we don't put ourselves and prioritize our goals and what our true agendas are? If we don't do that, how miserable you're going to be later on down the road. You get one life to live. You get one life to live. And if you don't put and take that first step, put your first step in your first foot forward, you're really going to be upset because before you know it, time waits for no one. Before you know it, you go from being 10, you take a nap, you wake up, now you're 20. Just giving metaphorically, obviously. Before you know it, you go to sleep, you're 20, you wake up and you're 30. Metaphorically, of course. My point is time waits and it laps for no one. So while we're here on this blessed earth, we might as well take the step, take your shot, so to speak. There's no reason why you can't be great. There's no reason why you can't be successful. The only reasons would be yourself. From stopping yourself from taking the steps necessary to be great, to be successful. No one can tell you how hard to work. That's the beauty of it. Put your goals together. Get in the right state of mind to go and achieve those goals and to work towards those goals and push yourself. Laziness has no room. There's no room on your success chart where laziness should be on that chart. Where I don't want to get up and be self-reliant on me to be disciplined enough to work the amount of hours needed to obtain my goals and my dreams. Laziness won't get it. So you might, if that's anywhere in your brain, or you might as well not even go there. Don't even take your mind there. Don't put your mind someplace else where laziness is not. You don't even write it down. Don't even think about it. Take the steps necessary to be as great as you want to be. And then once you achieve those goals, now the trick is teach somebody else. Each one teach one. Give that same blueprint to somebody else. And then tell them when they become successful, share their blueprint with the next person. And then when that next person becomes successful, share that blueprint. Don't be a gatekeeper of what it takes for you to be successful once you've obtained it. Don't be a gatekeeper. Don't sit on it. Don't hold it. Give it to somebody else. But take the first step in being successful. Take the first step, getting up in the morning, pushing yourself. Take the first step to realize your dreams. Go get your dreams. Take the first step in letting everybody know that their nonsense is not going to affect what you're going to do for you. Put yourself at the number one spot on that priority list should be you. And go get what God gave us the ability to go get. You can be prosperous in anything you want to do, but you got to believe in you first. And more importantly, you got to take the step. I'm Eugene Napoleon. This is Napoleon's Corner. I'll see you next week. Take care.